How was the Berlin Wall built? Can you imagine a city divided into two halves overnight? We're talking about the Berlin Wall, the construction that gradually transformed into a concrete nightmare over 28 years. The wall grew stronger, but so did the will of those who dared to defy it. From 1961 to 1989, over 100,000 people risked their lives to cross this wall by digging 400 tunnels, using hot air balloons, or even tightropes. In this video, we'll explore the constructional evolution of the Berlin Wall, from its politically motivated beginnings to its eventual fall. So, let's dive in. The story begins after World War II, when Germany split into two parts. One half became East Germany, controlled by the Soviet Union, and the other half emerged as West Germany, free, democratic, and happier. This split caused a big problem. Many people in East Germany weren't happy with the strict rules and their limited freedom. They couldn't travel freely, choose their jobs, or speak their minds openly. On the other hand, in West Germany, things were different. It was a thriving country. This huge difference between East and West Berlin made the western part an irresistible destination for many East Germans. They wished for a better life with more opportunities and choices. So, they started packing their bags and migrating to West Berlin. This wasn't just a few people leaving. It was a giant wave of people heading for a brighter future. The East German government was worried about this for two reasons. First, it hinted at the government's incapability to control its citizens. Second, it hurt the egos of the rulers, who saw these escapes as a personal affront. To stop this massive departure of the citizens, they took a desperate measure in August 1961. They threw up barbed wire strung along existing fences, hedges, and even buildings. Unfortunately, only 10% of the border was built due to a lack of construction resources, targeting the high traffic area. The barriers were low and made of massively produced and poorly connected concrete slabs. Not only this, but in some areas, the border ran through existing buildings. The East German authorities forced people out of these buildings and bricked up windows. This is why sometimes they missed sealing a window. This created a potential escape route. The people who were determined to escape East Germany's strict rules could still break into the windows, climb over the barriers, or cut through them. Some brave people dug secret tunnels under the wall. They used shovels and buckets to dig these tunnels for weeks and even months. Others used clambering hooks to climb over the fences, or even hot air balloons to fly across. One escape in September 1961 showed a huge weakness in the wall. A group of students secretly dug a tunnel in a few weeks, and over 60 people escaped to West Berlin in a single night. This escape sent shockwaves through the East German government. They couldn't afford to lose so many people. In other words, they couldn't bear such humiliation by their own people. Something stronger was needed. In June 1962, they started building a much tougher wall. This time, they weren't messing around. Instead of rickety fences, they used tall, strong concrete telephone posts. Thick coils of barbed wire were snaked between the posts. Now, climbing these barriers had become more challenging. This time, they cleared a large area of land between the fences of buildings and filled it with sand or gravel so that no vehicle could cross it. It was known as the death strip. This area was also heavily guarded by watchtowers with soldiers who had shoot-to-kill orders to prevent escapes. Even with these measures, some brave individuals still managed to cross the wall using tunnels, hot air balloons, or other methods. They also used tools to cut the wire, threw grappling hooks, and climbed over. Thus, escapes kept happening. This wasn't good news for East Germany. They were losing too many people, which also showed their political failure. So, in 1975, they made a big decision. They were going to build a really invincible wall. Nobody could cross it. This new wall would be made of concrete, like giant slabs of sidewalk, super tall and tough. The building project was huge. They were going to construct a 160-kilometer-long Grenzmauer 75 wall. Prefabricated L-shaped concrete slabs were used to build this wall. These slabs were approximately 3.6 meters high and 1.2 meters wide. H-shaped steel beams were used to hold these gigantic slabs in their place. But this was not all. To make the escape more challenging, they put barbed wire coils on the top of the wall. They also built watchtowers at smaller distances, like little castles. The guards in these towers could see anyone trying to climb over. What's more, for an additional layer of security, they added an alarm system that would go off if someone touched the wall. They even dug up a big strip of land in front of the wall and filled it with gravel and sharp rocks. No car or truck could get through there. This new indestructible wall became a symbol of the Cold War, a time when the world was split in two. It showed how things were divided between East and West. Sadly, the danger of escaping remained a constant worry. As the wall became unconquerable, the most tragic incidents happened in the history of the Berlin Wall. Those who failed to cross it ended up dying in its shadow. The tragedy of Peter Fechter, a young man, was evident in how this wall of ideological control smashed those who dared to dream of a better life. Peter Fechter found a hard way to get out of eastern Berlin. He tried to climb over the wall for freedom, but guards spotted him and shot him. Even though he was unarmed and just trying to be free, they fired at him. This event shocked the world. Everyone was outraged by the brutal killing of someone simply trying to escape poverty and reunite with their family. The global outcry over Peter Fechter's death highlighted the entire world just how terrible the situation in East Germany was. Now, the East German government, as usual, craved even tighter control over their citizens out of embarrassment. This time, they had to build a fully unbreachable wall to prevent more tragedies. This is what led to the development of the final stage of the Berlin Wall, the deadly version we all know today. East Germany knew people were getting creative with escapes, so they decided to get fancy too. They started using advanced gadgets to keep a closer eye on everyone. Imagine cameras that could see you in the dark, or bright lights that would shine right in your face if you got too close. These new tools made it even harder to sneak around unnoticed. The wall itself kept getting stronger too. Those giant concrete slabs they used before got even bigger and thicker, making the escape super challenging. They also added more guard towers to the wall. These weren't just for show. Guards were constantly on watch, patrolling the wall on foot and even in vehicles. They had powerful binoculars to see everything that was happening, and they weren't afraid to use their guns. The East German government wanted everyone to see this new super wall and feel scared. They wanted people to know that escaping wasn't an option. It was like saying, "This wall is huge and powerful, just like our government." They even planted big signs with warnings like, "Don't even try to escape." It felt like they were watching you all the time, which wasn't exactly a good feeling. Even though the wall was stronger than ever, the people of East Germany still craved freedom. They couldn't stand being shut off from the world any longer. They wanted to travel, choose their jobs, and speak their minds freely. This desire for freedom was like a fire that wouldn't be put out, no matter how high the wall got. News and stories from West Germany started to trickle through, showing people in the East what they were missing. This hope for a better life kept them going. They knew the wall couldn't hold back their dreams forever. New ideas and protests started popping up, and more people joined in. The East German government tried to stop them, but the fire for freedom was spreading too fast. Finally, in 1989, something amazing happened. The pressure from the people inside East Germany, along with changes happening all over the world, led to the fall of the Berlin Wall. People from both sides chipped away at the wall with hammers and chisels, celebrating their newfound freedom. It was a joyous day, a day that showed the power of hope and determination over even the strongest walls. The Berlin Wall may have stood tall for nearly 3 decades, but it couldn't hold back the human spirit forever. The desire for freedom burned brighter than the lights in its towers. Today, the walls remain serve as a reminder of a dark time and the incredible power of unity and the pursuit of a better life. Let us know in the comments below what you think about the history of the Berlin Wall and its impact on our world today. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.